Every enterprise wants to optimize profitability and minimize cost. SAP Profitability and Performance Management can help you do this by providing deep insights on granular revenue and cost information at the customer, product, or channel level. SAP Profitability and Performance Management comes with predefined sample content for cross-industry profitability and cost management, which is modeled on SAP best practices. This includes an end-to-end example of an activity-based costing model that's applicable to both actual and planning data. It focuses on profitability across tower, services, and business unit dimensions. And it incorporates a predefined process template with manual data input, calculation, and result review activities to run the model in production as well as for what-if simulation purposes. This is the application start screen, which offers role-based access to all relevant applications. For the design of a calculation model, we use My Environments application. Choose My Environment style. All environments visible in the tree are accessible only when the user has the appropriate authorizations. Choose Cross-Industry, IT Cost Management version 3, and Continue. This is the modeling environment, where power users design and set up their calculation models. At the top, there is a global toolbar which links to various general functionalities. On the left, there is the function hierarchy, where we can find all model business functions. SAP best practices organize the business functions into 5 areas. The first of this, the Integrate Data Sources area, is where all connections to the surrounding system landscape are located. In the Test Data area, functions that load data for subsequent functions can be used. The Data Input area contains all foreseen manual interactions with the execution users, for instance, to apply management overrides or update drivers. The Processing area contains the core heart of the calculation model, where all data is processed during execution. The Reporting area offers predefined reports through which users may review the results and gain transparency using value flow diagrams. On the right, the details of the selected business functions are shown. Let's start with the modeling overview. This model is mainly about allocations, surrounded by a couple of data sources and reports. Now that we have a first overview, let's check out some further details. By choosing environment, we can see which fields are used in the model. In our case, almost all fields are external and reused with all their existing master data and hierarchy information, which is a good starting point to avoid any data redundancy and maximize reuse in an integrated system landscape. By expanding the Integrate Data Sources and Test Data areas, we can see the business functions underneath. For instance, the function Plan and Forecast Data uses a model BW function, which can connect to external and internal business warehouse info providers like InfoCubes or data store objects. That is where we get our plan and forecast data from. In this case, function plan and forecast data is loaded with data coming from the model table, test plan and forecast data, using the writer function. Also, other data sources are connected here like general ledger data and various driver data. Expanding the data input, we can see the business functions beneath that part. For instance, we have a query function which allows end users to check and update the plan and forecast data. A query function can be switched to editable, so the end users will be able to change the data if needed and see the impact of those changes after model execution. The input function links it to the underlying plan and forecast data store. We define the fixed selection values for company, version, finance source, functional area, and currency. Choose version field and selection button to maintain the fixed selection value. We can test analyze functionality directly. The functionality looks good, so we can continue. The processing part is change structure. It contains business functions responsible for the processing, calculation, and allocation of data without need for data aggregation in between. Union GL plan and forecast data is a joint function and combines actual, plan, and forecast data from different data sources into one stream, which the same calculation rules are then applied to. Assign pools, OPEX, and CAPEX is the first allocation function in our step-down approach, and it allocates GL plan and forecast data to pools. We also use an allocation to cover scenarios beyond pure assignments of line items to pools, like using less than 100% of the amount or splitting the amount across more than one pool. Allocate pools to towers uses the result of assigned pools, OPEX and CAPEX as a sender, and tower drivers as a receiver, and have two allocation rules. It also serves as input in subsequent function. Allocate towers to services uses the result of the pools allocation as a sender, and service drivers as a receiver, and is one rule segment for allocation. It also serves as input in subsequent function. Allocate services to business units uses the result of the tower allocation as a sender, and business units drivers as a receiver, and has three allocation rules, each for different service type. It also serves as input in subsequent function. Also here, at any point in time, we can test the configuration by choosing Activate and Run. We can decide to look at the result from an end-user perspective by choosing Analyze, or from a data scientist perspective by choosing Show. This time, we decide for Show. At the top of this result screen, you can select from all available filters, and the data below is filtered accordingly. In the middle of the screen, the data is shown like it is technically processed. Metadata is also available, for example, which formulas are applied for each record and which business function rule was applied. There is also a detailed application log about all executed business functions. When we expand the reporting area, we see the various modeled reports available for end users to review the results on tower, service, and business unit levels, as well as one value flow report. This offers users end-to-end traceability from IT pools through all applied drivers to the final result. Such report configuration can contain a lot of detail. For instance, here in the Review Results query function, it shows cost per posting date. And in the value flow configuration, beside all relevant value flow characteristics, amounts, and driver, formulas can be predefined. Thank you for watching.